Do you need to update your SPCC plan every year? Do you need to rewrite it, redo it, or just flat out buy a new one? There's a really common concern for facilities out there that have an SPCC plan because SPCC requirements can be a little fuzzy if it's not something that you're dealing with on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. So let's jump in and figure out if you do or don't need to get a new SPCC plan every year. Hey there, I'm Dennis Ruhlin from Resource Management Associates, your environmental experts. Now, we've been in business since 1992, and since then we've helped hundreds of facilities across the United States handle their SPC compliance with ease. So if you need help with your SPC plan, reach out, we'd love to talk. All right, let's hop into it and answer the question at hand. The short answer is no, you do not need a new SPCC plan. You don't need to rewrite it, you don't need to redo it. Your SPCC plan is usable for as long as it's accurate and reflects your facility. So you don't need a new one every year, you don't need to buy a new one, you don't need to rewrite a new one, nothing like that. That's just not how SPCC works. What you do need to do is keep your SPCC plan current. Now remember, your SPCC plan should always match what's actually happening at your facility. Simply put, if nothing's changed from this year to last year, then there's nothing that needs to be updated or redone in your SPCC plan. But if something does change, then it's time to stop and take a closer look at your documentation. For example, if you add a new tank, if you revise secondary containment, if you remove tanks, if your outfall location of your facility changes, if your facility is changed in some other manner that could alter the flow of oil or alter the secondary containment considerations at your facility, all of these things need to be reflected in your SPCC plan. And if they need to be reflected in your SPCC plan, well then yes, you do need to update or maybe even potentially redo your documentation. Now, SPCC gives you a little bit of wiggle room to get this done. In fact, there's a 6-month window from realizing that a change needs to be made to making that change. But don't confuse having a little bit of time to address this compliance concern with putting it on the back burner and ignoring it forever, because that's when problems can set in. So all in all, the answer is pretty simple. No, you do not need to redo or update or revise or get a new SPCC plan every year. That's just not how SPCC works. Instead, what you need to do are some regular requirements, inspections and training, and update your documentation on an as-needed basis. Now that could be once a year or that could be once every 5 years. At a minimum, your documentation should always reflect what your facility looks like. So if nothing's changed from this year to last year, there's nothing to update. If you want to learn more about SPC plans on your own, I encourage you to visit our website, rmagreen.com. We have a fantastic SPCC resource library on there. Tons of great articles, tons of great videos. We got pricing calculator. You can figure out what an SPC plan might cost you, and we explain how we work through the process, start to finish, if you do need a new SPCC plan, or even if you need one updated. So whatever you need at your facility, whether that's an updated SPCC plan or you just want someone to say, hey, I think your plan's good as is, reach out. We'd love to talk to you and see how we can help you stay in compliance with your SPCC documentation.